is that the crisis which is between the Israel versus Hamas, the crisis versus the Israel versus of Iran, and this issue has led to boosting, to disturbing the crisis of the related to trade, the related of the maintenance of the foreign policy, the crisis which lead to diplomatic, and all of these things is controversial issue for the maintenance of the foreign policy. And this crisis, when United Nations General Assembly, they will be called, and all of the member country, they will go and they will be meeting and the United Nations General Assembly. And this is the biggest problem, that is the United Nations General Assembly. One side is going the war, and say one side that the United Nations always say, I am a superior power, I am a supreme power in the world, I will be lead the crisis, I will be resolve the issue related to any of this problem entire the global. Since 2023, when the Ukraine and Russia, that was one of the biggest issue, which the war, and huge number of infrastructure, huge number of these people, and their whole of the livelihood, their people's right, human right, that all of this crisis that were happening. But there is no stopping, there was not stopping by the United Nations and all of this member of this country. What is the purpose of United Nations General Assembly? The peace. After the 1939 to 45, when the war of Second World War, and that time, after the Second World War, there was the decided all of this country, that any of this country with any of the country, that any of the situation, the war may be happened, that we will be stop them. And that is the why they created the one of the biggest organization, which called of United Nations General Assembly. But 2023, that was the continuously attack by Russia on the Ukraine, and USA say, I can't do that. They did not stop, and even not was only the stopping, but also the USA, it was supporting to the Ukraine to increase of the war in the whole of this country, whole of this world. And when the country, any of this country, if you will be defeated, any of this country that defeated by the country, that the country only the option that they may be decided that now I have only the option, that is the weapon, that is the maybe use the nuclear war. And we already know about what is the pros and cons when the nuclear war, nuclear bomb will be attacked any of this country. The situation, this highly and extremely people cannot survive long times, or century can be go, but people cannot sustain. People can not only the people, but all of the species cannot survive that particular places. Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, when the nuclear bomb attack by USA, that time it was a huge number of these people were died. And right now this is the place of right now, people cannot sustain, people cannot survive. That's the place. And all of this issue, the crisis and place, pros and cons, we all know about the issue. So why we support of this war? Recently, is one of this big issue that happening, the war of between the Israel versus Iran. Can you say something about? Can you decide that? How you say that? What is your opinion about the issue between the Iran and Israel's versus? This is war. Is we cannot say that is a conflict between the both our nation that is the related of the society. That is supremacy of I am a superior that I will believe for that nation. And the second that is terrorist issue. But I think that this is the regional group that is small country, but they believe that I will be do something and they can be do that is huge number of these people may be died due to attack by any of this nuclear and the missile attack. There more than 200 missile that attacked by Iran in the Israel. And now the Israel say this is the attack. This is the attack our sovereignty. This is attack our integrity. This is attack on all of humanitarians. And he decided this is the pros and cons. You have to pay shoes. So how the when he will be decided that he will be retaliate to against of the Iran, that what may be pros and cons that only the know the issue, that is one of the biggest crises. And we know that today we are together connected in the all of the world to in a term of export, import, in term of all of these things, that all of equipment each other exporting, importing, and dependent that most of the India that oil importing from Gulf of the nation. When this crisis will be increased, the situation will be impact in India. When the Indians, the people will be say that right now all of this petrol, diesel, even not this, that the basic need to foods and our basic requirement of daily meals, to all of these things that will be more expensive due to war and all of these things that are because we are most of things that dependent in another nation, especially if I mention of the oil import from other nation. And not only this, but all of different kind of technological advanced equipment that we are importing from other nation. When this is the crisis will be increased, the situation will be more increase in India. Though people will be protest against of the government of India. The result that is the huge peoples that may be mentally and psychological pressurized in entire India. Who is responsible for that issue? We are know, we are all of this together connected, and we can resolve of this issue in the United Nations General Assembly.